Hello. My name is Dominique Lewis with Finding Homes with Dom, and this is probably going to be one of the realest videos that I've done. So over the past few months, several people have reached out to me, about 15 to be in fact, about becoming a real estate agent. Now, real estate is a great business to get into, but real estate is hard as hell. I don't want to sugarcoat it for you because I feel like in a sense when I first started, it was kind of sugarcoated for me, and I thought it was going to be easy. Real estate is not easy. I don't have a team, so I do my content, I edit my content, I'm negotiating my contracts, I'm showing the houses, I go to all of my clients' appointments for them or with them, as long as they want me to. I'm doing all the things. Not to mention that you're out showing houses. When you're a real estate agent, unless you don't work on the weekend, I generally take a few days off during the week because people are out on the weekend. So I'm going to church and then I'm going to show houses afterwards to do consultations or whatever I need to. But as I'm not one of those agents that say I don't work on the weekend. I wish it was that way. But I don't mind. You work when people are available. And so if you're in sales or hospitality or whatever, you work when people are out. So if they have Monday through Fridays, they shopping on the weekend. So that's when you're working. It's a lot of coordination and stuff that goes into being a real estate agent. It's a lot of things that you don't see. So you may be focused on people online saying, oh, I'm a $50 million producer. Oh, I made $100,000 or $100 million or whatever the hell it is at this point in time. But you're not focusing on, or you don't know the backstory to be successful. Anyone that is successful, they heard some no's in the beginning. If they tell you they didn't, they are lying. They are lying. Michael Jordan didn't get great overnight. You see all them shots he had to take to do what he needed to do, right? So you didn't see them crying at night because every deal they did fell through. You didn't see them paying money out. So to be a real estate agent, you paying fees out whether you close something or not. You have your super key, which is your phone to get into houses. You got your MLS fees so we can look up houses. You got your brokerage fee. You got all kind of things. So everyone always focus on the $50 million producer, or if everything looks great and flowy or whatever, you got a videographer down, you got to make money. That stuff's expensive, right? So focus on, if real estate is something you want to do, just know it can be done. You can have a successful career, and fortunately for me, I love it. I don't mind the busyness at all. Since I'm almost empty nesting, that fills my day. I love it. But it's a lot of hard work to close a deal. If they're paying cash, okay? If they're paying cash, you can have that deal closed in 2 weeks as long as there are no title issues. If they are doing a regular close, where they're doing financing, it's 30 to 45 days. Granted, that's if everything goes swell, no financing falls through. If they doing a new construction, they're building. So build time for houses are anywhere from 3 to 8 months. And that's if all the parts are in, all the pieces or whatever they're doing. The more customized house that people do, customizations on houses, the more time it takes to build this house, because they don't have stuff in production. Like they don't already have these materials on hand. So you got the house under contract. Now it's 6 to 8 months to build, and then you closing. So that's almost a year from start to finish where you don't get paid for that. My kids need to eat today. That's why we say keep stuff in the pipeline, so you're not, stuff is not falling apart. You didn't see how many times that agent almost quit because they had a deal. So I'll tell you a story. I had a deal. I was so happy about it. $450,000 under contract home being built, and their financing fell through like 3 months in, and I get the call. Now, we did get that earnest money back, but you know what didn't happen? I didn't get paid. I already wrote that on my board. I'm already thinking about what I'm going to do with this money, what I'm going to pay off or pay for my kids or whatever. And that I did not get that money. I was just out of the money, right? You can't do nothing about that. And so just think about stuff like that. It is not always easy. You don't always get paid up front, and you have money going out the window every single day, whether you close a deal or not, okay? You have things going out all the time, and I just want you to keep that in the forefront of your mind. Real estate looks fun and amazing because everyone always posts the great stuff. But what about the not so great stuff? Keeping a deal together. If you work on a deal, so I did recently have someone that I was working, well, not recently, this was probably earlier this year, probably January, February. I've been working with these people for a year, and they called me back and was like, oh, I decided that I'm not gonna move forward now because of whoever's in president and the rates, or whatever the case may be, whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I guess they thought that I would have a reaction, but I learned now, if I was in my earlier career, I probably would have spazzed out, but I didn't. I was like, oh, okay, well, let me know if there's anything else I can do to help you. And they actually called me a month ago and was like, hey, we want to get back in it. That's just how it works, right? One that I was counting that I lost or whatever, just because I sent updates every once in a while, they reached back out to me and said, I remember you, Lady in Red. So just think of it like that. Real estate is a long-term game. It is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It takes a lot of work. It takes time to get yourself out there. I think the statistics for this states that it takes 4 to 5 years for you to get your name out there, for people to know, like, and trust you. That's a long time, y'all. So you can do it. Things change. I'm not quoting prices or anything like that, because I actually got licensed during COVID, and I didn't start doing my I didn't actually start practicing it till the following year. So I just wasn't feeling it at the time. But the prices are very different then than they are now. But you can look it up. You do your classes, pass your exam, and you can be a real estate agent in South Carolina. And then you can get licensed in other states as well. So if you want to broaden your horizons. But I just wanted to be super honest with you that while you always see people post the good all the time, there's a lot of bad. Like you might didn't see that 20 deals fell through this year for somebody. So I tend to not post a ton of that stuff. I do post my clients and stuff, but I try to make it more about them, because why not? I don't need to post I'm a $50 million producer or whatever the case may be. I just focus on the clients, and at the end of the day, that's what's most important to me. If I never had to get on camera, I wouldn't. I don't like doing this, but the fact that I had 15 people reach out to me about being a real estate agent, and I just want to be super real. I let them ask me whatever questions they want, because I don't ever want them to feel like somebody lied to them, like to get into it or whatever. So I really hope that helps somebody. Sorry, that was a longer rant, but I feel like it just needed to be said. Everyone focuses on the pretty and the good, but nobody talks about the bad a lot of times. So real estate is hard. It's money going out the window. Even when you don't sell, you still got to pay fees every single month. And that's hard. You know what I mean? That's almost like somebody taking money out your wallet. And you be like, why are you taking my money? You have to pay it in order to stay licensed. So hope that helps. And I want to see you on my next video. So until next time.